Welcome back to another edition of Nourie's Niche. We're working on some real basic fundamental flatland tricks for the old and the young and everyone in between. So today's trick is going to be the Miami wedge. So I think I've already done Miami hopper. If not, I will do a video on the Miami hopper, but this will kind of outline it as well. And then we're just going to go into the handstand. And we covered endos, we covered bar endos. Next level is Miami hopper, which you're going to drop down. Now, a couple things specifically about my bike for Miami hopper is I have modified my peg. So I made it a little bit shorter. It's about the same length that I used to run back in the day. And the reason for that is simply when I'm in the Miami hopper position, the handlebar is much closer to the ground. So there's a much lower gap, smaller gap. So there's much less teetering happening. Where if I had the full normal size peg, look at how much, several more inches. So that's why, and it's also for that Miami spin that I do. But it's not essential. Like I've seen riders, Robert Riley, for example, I know will do his bar endo, or I should say Miami hopper, but he does a bar endo and he stalls it and he just stays on the peg. He never drops it to the handlebar. My, school of thought and what I always did back in the day was Miami hopper all the way down. It's a little more stable. I mean, that's crazy how Robert can just bounce and just lock it in just on that peg. So keep that in mind. If you do have a long peg, it's not completely out of the picture to do it. But what you're going to want to do is when you go to the Miami hopper, you're going to want to turn your bars away so it locks in like that, as opposed to how I'm doing it. And again, another little side note is my seat is hitting in this trick. It's not essential, but it's going to make it a lot easier so it doesn't fold, the bars don't fold in. But my point is trying to cover all the kind of specifics and a little bit of oddities here. So when you do a Miami hopper, I'm just going to do it on this side so that you can see, if you push your bars this way, it's going to be able to lock it in. And it doesn't have to have a short peg. So that's one thing to consider. If you don't have your seat hitting your handlebars like mine, that's okay as well. Just keep in mind that it may start to fold in easier than it does if it has it hitting the seat to stop it. So that's pretty much some of the specifics. If you've been working on bar endos, that's great. It's just about commitment. It's about having enough speed, throwing the bars, grabbing the seat, and dropping back. And I kind of come off to the side, like so. Once you're there, so in this case, I got the bars turned in. I would push the bars out. I want to make sure that I'm backed up so you can see the whole shot. So again, I kind of slow motion, left pedals forward, grab the brake, push with my right arm, stretch, grab the seat. I think maybe I grabbed the seat post, stretch, and I land one-footed like that. Sometimes like that, just depends. But if you're like this, I would push the bars forward because that's going to give you the most locked in position. So this is pretty stable for me. Then I'm going to lay my stomach on the tire. I'm holding on the end of the bar end. And then I'm going to take my feet off and then try to stretch it up as much as I can. And then back down to the pedal. And then I like to take the easy way out, which is just drop the bike. I used to pull out of them the other way, and maybe I should do that for this video, but I'm not as consistent, and I'm just taking it the lazy way out, I guess. But the other way is to get back in the Miami hopper, like so. Get your feet on the pedals, and then pull back, like that. But again, I'm not consistent, as you see. But maybe I'll challenge myself to do that for you today, where I'll go in and out of it one more time and pull out of it coming backwards. I know there were some comments on people saying something like, it's kind of the cheater way out to just drop the bike. But I'm okay with cheating on some tricks because, you know, it's freestyle. Who's to say? But I think I will demonstrate so I can kind of stretch myself a little bit and do the best I possibly can for you by going into Miami Hopper, doing a wedge, and then coming out. And it's a bit of a power move. You know, it takes some strength. So let's break it down to 3 steps. First step is just to remember how to get into that position. Grab the brakes and throw. Like, that's the key. I would go right to the seat first. I grab the nose of the seat. Once it goes further back, then I switch my hand to the seat post. So that's the first step. Really throwing and leaning back. Second step is push the bars over and then go into the wedge by going on your stomach, put your feet up together. Third step is riding out. I'm going to try to ride out the proper way, I guess. Sometimes with my coaster brake, it's a little bit hard because the coaster brake's on, so I have to pedal around. And now I'm going to pull out of it. How am I going to do this? Like this. Oh, come on, come on. Oh, it's not happening. I'm obviously out of practice. I'll do the whole thing, but I'm going to just pull out of it properly this time. I got to figure out what I need to do with my hand positions. Okay, so like this. Maybe I'll do this. Ready? Okay, right out. It's just not as clean because I haven't practiced it, but you know, practice makes perfect. So maybe I'll work on that a bit so that I can drop out of it the original way. So that's it, pretty much 3 steps. Miami Hopper, switch your bars, handstand, come back, pull out or drop it down. I would say if you haven't got bar endos yet, don't worry about that. Just think about going all the way down, because a bar endo's a little different in the sense that I keep both feet on and I just stretch, right? So I have to consider coming out of it. When I do the Miami Hopper, I just throw it. I just throw it all the way. So I wouldn't say to not do this if you don't have bar endos yet. Just go for it. The difference is you're going to really throw and commit and kind of swing your leg over to come to the side. Have I covered all 3 steps? I think so. Now I just have to do it one more time, completely in and out, and maybe I'll do a little variation of it, just to show that I encourage riders to stretch. So set by example. So here we go. Part of it's mindset. Here we go. Oh, see, that was a bar endo. Did you see how I did bar endo? So I do know that I was playing a little conservative, but I need to just fully go for it. So here we go, full commitment. Ugh. Oh my gosh, 2 bar endos in a row. Okay, I like to use that 3rd time's a charm. So now I have to really commit, because 3rd time's a charm. Ugh. Oh, I touched, darn it. Okay, now, oh, handstand, maybe one-handed. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, whoa, whoa. Now I got to pull out the regular way. How did I do that? Oh, I know. I have to set my pedals because of the coaster brake. And, oh gosh, I can do this. Whew. Whew. All right, I know I touched, but I'm going to call that good because it's close enough. You get the idea. And love to see that trick come back for riders to do variations in Miami Hoppers. You can do no-handed, you can spin. Rick Allison did a lot of fun variations with that. And it's going to take a little while, especially landing that Miami Hopper and just getting it in that balanced position, push the bars over so that you can press into the handstand and then pull out. I'm okay with however you pull out, just for the record. Dropping the bike really clean, that's probably why I do it, just because it's faster and cleaner when I pull out the regular way. I don't know how I used to do it back in the day, but I was able to pull out much faster and cleaner, where now I just drop it down. It's a little bit fancier for me, or not fancier, but a little bit quicker and easier. So that's it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. Appreciate all the feedback and the follows and the shares. Keep the comments coming. I'll keep trying to produce some good content for you to work with. Ideas, just some fundamentals, some basic with an old school twist that you can build on, and then take it wherever you want to go with it. So thanks for watching. See you next time.